Welcome to the August 4th Jail and Zones production user call. We have Antranig, Dan, Jan, Kyle, Michael J, Alexi, and myself, Michael, so far. And just a heads up, I will be at the FOSSE conference in Victoria, BC, Wednesday and Thursday, so my presence on the calls might be a bit peculiar. Dan, you have added package-based support to mkjail. What can you tell us about that? And thank you for the link.
Well, I'm in the process of upgrading the jails in the basement, and I've finished all that. But what I need to do is some more testing. The code has been updated on a branch. It's not going to be released for a while. I need to do both an upgrade, which is 15.0 to 15.1, and then an update, which is 15.1 P something to another patch level. The, for the most part, I'm removing code because a lot of what was done there was FreeBSD update also brought down the tarballs
Mm-hmm.
and unzipped them locally. So that type of stuff isn't needed with PkgBase. I'm trying to think of what else I've
Yes and
uncommented.
no. You don't have to ask for it, but package does it. So package will fetch the database, then fetch the packages to be installed, and then install them.
Yeah, but I don't have to issue a specific command for that. That's already done. That's done by the package command. So the code I'm tearing out is the code that does a fetch of a tarball and unzips it later on when it's needed.
Hopefully the code
Case in
doesn't just
point,
fetch it, but
yeah.
also checks it against the manifest.
And what you're looking at there, Michael, is failed attempts at finding out whether or not something, whether a given jail is actually already using PkgBase. And if it's not, it refuses to run.
Got it. Right. Yeah, that's cool.
So
I trust you will blog about this.
Maybe.
Okay.
I wound up yesterday doing a lot of package-baseify this jail, make jail, upgrade this jail. And then this morning, I package-baseified all the remaining jails at home and then ran make jail upgrade minus A. There has to be some way of passing in a version. And at the moment, the package upgrade isn't nice that way. You don't say 15.1 release. You give, 150001000, something like that. So that's got to be figured out. In the moment, the code that I've updated is only good for upgrading to 15.1.
Got it.
Unless something very annoying happens, like a necessary API bump during the release candidates, you can determine the OS version number for non.0 releases just by major and minor padded with 3 zeros.
Yeah. And
but
I
for
may
a
be able to
.0
do
release,
that.
you have to know the initial
Mhm.
how many ABI bumps have there been in the current branch.
Yeah. And that we're trying to make it easy for the users. Previously, they could do 15.0 dash release. So we'll see. At the moment, I'm just testing out the logic, and the minus V parameter is ignored. Traditionally, that's where you specify 15.1 release.
Cool. Thanks for that update, and we will watch for your blog post per tradition. Welcome, Daniel B.
Hey,
and drop any topics in here. We're doing pretty well, thank you. And I didn't catch everyone earlier. Thank you, Daniel. Dan, Kyle and Jan, is there anything sort of public to discuss on security PRs, or is everything in motion? Have a nice day. Life is good.
Nothing to discuss at the moment.
Hey, I'll take it. Michael J., you have been working on Daemonless. Your app repo is how I have it filed in my head, right or wrong. App Store, if you will. And tell us more about maybe a quick overview, just for those who have never heard of it, and then what is new. Yes, SBOMs are
So
good.
yeah,
So,
Daemonless, we build OCI containers, and today you can run them on FreeBSD via Podman or AppGill. And I'm talking to somebody in Discord right now, and it looks like they have interest in getting it working with Bastille. So maybe Bastille is coming. I'm not familiar with Bastille, but they looks like they're trying to get it to work. So maybe OCI support will come there. And I think we have about 100 images, everything from image, the photo editor, to Postgres, all the R tools, etc. We have building a little bit of a community. It's been growing this summer. We have several people submitting patches and new containers. So glad to see that. And recently this week we just added better SBOM support. So basically from day zero we had our homegrown software bill of materials, which was just a JSON, a monolithic JSON of all the variants. So if you had a latest or a different tag version, we now support the industry standards. There's two industry standards: Cyclone DX and SPDX. So if you're not familiar with this, the kind of the difference between the two, SPDX was started by the Linux Foundation, and it's more about license compliance. So now we have a line of every license of every piece of software we have in the package. And then Cyclone is more for security cases. And to be fair, they do overlap quite a bit. And a lot of containers will typically pick one. We went with both. It only adds a couple kilobytes to the container size. And we're storing it in several different places. So one, we're writing it to every container. We'll have the Cyclone SPDX and our customized SBOM. And we're also attaching it to the repo. So like the GitHub repo. And then our own custom one, we're checking into the GitHub repo, which didn't change. We've been doing that since day zero. And our custom one doesn't work with any external tools, but one, this puts us in compliance with the EU Cyber Resilience Act, which I think is a requirement. I'm not totally familiar with that, so I can't speak on to it, but I believe this should put us in compliance with that, and trying to get our little community to be a little more enterprise friendly.
absolutely. And if you, I don't know, ask folks, have you ever heard of these things? And they're like, oh, no. Well, then, yes, you should be concerned that they might not be aiming for certain industries and markets and you name it. So is this the dedicated page on that?
So this the Aussie.net link is just my kind of write-up talking a little bit about it.
Great.
And then the Daemonless IO link, it talks about how Daemonless is using it.
Got it.
So basically everything everything I just talked about is basically in this article here.
Okay, fantastic.
And FreeBSD is supporting, I think it's SPDX that I think I saw an article like this week talking about SPDX coming into PKG.
Did anyone catch Colin Percival's 15 release engineering talk at BSDCan? It had a nice deep dive in the hangups that delayed it, one of which was, I believe, either SBOM related or very, very similar. Jan? What was it?
That's
Oh, or
John Lennon's
reproducibility?
Collins talk.
Yeah.
There was one on SPDX and previously foundation activity around that.
Yes. Maybe he was working on reproducibility, which often falls in the same kind of compliance category, but if he can.
That was one of the blockers.
Right. Thank you, Kyle. Yes, you would be a perfect person to enlighten us.
I think there
And
was
can
some
you enlighten
discussion
us on
about
the state
tooling
of
too, about
SPDX?
which tools and which projects have which understanding of the spec.
Okay.
But I would have to look it up again.
Kyle, from a project perspective, is SPDX kind of complete? I know Warner was working on headers and other stuff in files.
It's something that Moyne was working on because it's right now it uses its own ad hoc scheme for describing licenses, and he was wanting to move it all to SPDX, but there's nothing that's really landed yet.
I see. Okay. Michael, while we have you, any other news from the daemonless department?
I don't think so. I mean,
Added apps or anything, just cool, catchy.
yeah, I mean, we have like 100 apps now. If you look at Image Fleet, and we just rebuilt
Okay.
everything day before yesterday to get all the SBOM support added.
Nice.
These are FreeBSD native.
Yeah, everything's FreeBSD native.
The reason why I'm asking is, how are you building the images?
So we build them in today we're using GitHub Actions, and there's an action called FreeBSD VM. So in GitHub Actions, we run a Linux VM.
No. I don't mean that building. I mean like actually building the image. Is it like making a tarball or
no?
Because
We're using build AH through Podman and building OCI image.
Yeah. Builda. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Builda. Yeah.
Builda.
There's an interesting one, daemonless package cache. So I don't know if I mentioned this here. So this is our first like appliance, and it's just built on. I think I did talk about it a little bit here, but I took some of the, I think Jan gave me some advice, and we took a little bit of it. We did stay with Nginx, but basically it's just a small little appliance with some metrics. It lets you run a package cache if you're interested.
Oh, package cache. Okay. Is that? Oh, it is in the name. Yes, please. Yes. I think you were using Varnish, Jan. Was that correct?
I use Varnish.
Okay, no worries.
Because it's easier to actually program and override caching logic. But they came up with a clever hack of just deleting the cache headers and substituting their own. And then you don't have to reinterpret what the headers mean. You just override the headers, which works too.
I stand correctly. The project formerly known as Varnish.
Vinyl now.
Vinyl, yes, thank you.
Vinyl? Interesting. I didn't know.
Varnish renamed? What happened there? Did it fork?
What happened?
The usual fuck up. The developers disagreed with the company that fed them who owned the name.
Oh.
Who owned the name?
And so they just said, fuck it. If your lawyers think differently, we are not going to fight you. We will just
wait.
change the name.
I thought PKH owned the name.
Yeah.
PHK was quite active in its original development. I do know that.
The problem is if you are not careful and found a company to simplify something and then run some things in the name of a company, suddenly the company has assets, and it could be argued under certain jurisdictions that it has an obligation to its owners to maximize the use of those assets and cannot just give you things like trademarks.
Yeah, but I
You're
can't like
waffling.
paint furniture anymore.
You're waffling, Jan. Who did- who forked it? Is
There is no
PHK
fork.
with the fork
Yes.
or just the rename?
No, it's not. It's a rename so that they don't have to untangle that legal mess.
Okay.
As far as I know, it's the same developer team.
Okay.
Okay.
That's why I
That
called it
was
a
the key.
rename and not a fork.
Okay.
Thank you.
As
So
far as I know,
not to
nobody's
derail poor
developing
Michael
under the
here.
old name anymore.
So you found that Nginx could provide the needed goodies, and you can set up a local package cache for those of us who are like preparing for a conference talk and are pounding systems. That sounds awesome.
Totally.
Is
Well,
that, hold on, is that clear for a user for the full setup, or is this just the core of it and you're on your own to make the rest of it work? How hard is this to get going?
Yeah. So I when we designed this, we wanted it to be kind of an appliance, right?
Okay.
So there's hardly
quick
any
start
configuration.
Yes.
You can set the cache size and enable stats, true or false, but that's basically it.
Right, but if I were to just grab a piece of hardware or grab a jail and just say, hey, I want this thing, is there a clear tutorial on how to make that happen without dedicating a weekend?
So scroll to the go back to page.
Okay, I would love to. Just one second.
Yeah. So okay. So you see the deployment?
I'll start at the top.
Okay, so scroll down to the deployment.
Okay.
So there's multiple ways to deploy an OCI container in FreeBSD. You can use Podman Compose, apt-jail director, Podman CLI, apt-jail, and Ansible. And
these are tabs. Well played.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
okay.
So you can choose your own adventure here.
Yep.
And however you want to deploy it. Me personally, I deal with Podman Compose just because for my personal stuff. Because that's the most OCI compliant. Well, I guess Podman CLI is as well, but highly recommend apt-jail as well. Apt-jail is native, and Jesus does an excellent job of producing apt-jail and apt-jail director.
Wow. Did you roll your own website for the cool tabs and such, or is that like, I don't know?
So that is we're running Zensicle. So if you know what mkdocs is, it's the successor of mkdocs. One thing we did roll, if you scroll down, there's a downloads link. I made this. You went too far.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I said I pictured bottom.
It's just right at the bottom. There'll be like a download link.
I'm searching for download.
It's on the deployment. Yeah. So you can edit, like scroll over the path to containers. You can edit that. And So if you edit that and then download the Compose YAML, we did roll that. So it's not. I mean, copy and pasting is easy, but it's I don't know. It was like I don't. It was a small. It's a small plugin to Zensicle.
Zensicle. How is Zensicle spelled?
Zensical. Of
course it is.
It's the successor. Well, it's one of the successors of mkdocs.
Cool. Got it. Okay, cool. There's a lot going on here. I love it. Okay.
Everything I'm seeing is a dream come true. It's beautiful.
One thing I noticed during these calls is that if there was a spelling bee championship for technical terms, this call would take the first place, like nationwide. How do you spell Kubernetes? And everyone like, there you go.
Exactly. I know, but
thank you.
8S.
And all that AI stuff is
AUBERNETES?
In Cyrillic, please. Daniel, thank you. That was very beautiful, and I don't want to lose this point. Everything is a dream come true. Insofar as you've struggled with rolling out apps for decades, I take it?
I don't know when was the last time I've heard of Kubernetes, actually.
Yeah, people are kind of finding that it's a bit overkill, but let's not go too off topic. Okay, so Michael, the package cache alone, if that's kind of super straightforward and maybe has a dedicated blog post of just like, hey, you've got a few minutes to set up this one killer app, if you will, that's
Yeah.
great because those who are kind of in these production user circles very much want to try and be responsible and not hit the upstream mirrors too hard. Two might be deploying stuff over and over and over till they get it right. So that is just awesome. Just saying.
Okay,
Yeah.
I will update that and I'll ping it to you.
Oh, fantastic.
So,
I mean, Jan, you've got your solution, but it's only a mother could love and sysadmin and the sysadmin's
no.
uncle.
Miss,
Yes.
Mr.
There are two
Johnson.
different beasts here. One, which is both what my Varnish work has done and what Demonless has done with
Yeah.
package cache, is a hit miss cache.
Okay.
So if you patch the same packages repeatedly, let's say you're installing 20 identical jails,
Yes.
then this package cache, especially if it does not validate on hit, is a godsend because it means you don't have to hit the CDN and wait for it to tell you that your cache is still valid, and you get an immediate reply with the cache package. That's great. What it doesn't help you with is there's a new version of a package only one jail has, or you want to install a package which is not yet installed, or the conference use case you brought up, where maybe the conference Wi-Fi is so unbearable shitty, at least with a FreeBSD server acting as a Wi-Fi client, that just package fetching times out and nothing works, or we have breakage in the ports tree at the worst possible time,
Interesting.
something like Yuri's 150 megabyte block
Yes,
preview,
recently. Yes.
or just I don't know, new default GCC version
Yep.
breakage,
Yep.
hitting at the worst time during a conference. For that, we would need something else, and that is a homegrown mirroring setup, which is bandwidth and resource efficient enough that it does not just always download every package like package fetch-o would do without further wrapper. Because
Interesting.
the whole FreeBSD package set for a single release in architecture is about 180 or so gigabytes, if I remember correctly, right now. So that's very reasonable to take along, even in a well-equipped laptop, to act as a jail sandbox machine for a conference workshop or
Exactly.
something.
Okay, that's a conversation I very much want to have, especially in the context of upcoming conferences, but let's maybe save it towards the end. But no, those are
Sure.
very, very good points, and you both have
But
tools to address them. So thank you, Michael, and thank you, Jan. Any questions about that?
It sounds
Okay.
like I could have used it this morning when I was updating 20 jails.
Exactly. You
Down,
point exactly. Go ahead.
downloading the same packages 20 times. So
Exactly. And
I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Waiting for the blog posts.
I tried to start today with like looking just to find a wiki page. And with all this Anubis stuff, it's like, okay, gee, I can't even get out of my house to FreeBSD, such that we suddenly have this urgent need to cache the heck out of everything just so I can like attempt to do some stuff. And yes, totally the packages. In a desperate attempt to keep this back on jails, there was a post in Ramadan about backing up jails with NoCodeDB. Has anyone used NoCodeDB? I confess I've never heard of it.
I looked at it at the beginning of this call. It looks like it's a database. It's basically a spreadsheet.
Oh, okay. I'll bite.
I wasn't. It looked kind of interesting. But if it is like a quick database that you can do into a spreadsheet, and they have a Docker container, I'm going to port this to daemonless.
Yeah, cool. Keep us posted. Having not heard of it this morning before or after coffee, sure. Hey, if someone's solving a problem with a new strategy and confession, in a perfect world, I would still have FileMaker Pro that kind of looks like a spreadsheet if you let it, or looks like a full database or a web page or a doc. And I'm like, any tools that are promising are helpful. Jan, thank you for the cash to your work. Jan's vinyl, if I spelled that right, vinyl work, formerly known as varnish, and I forget how to spell vinyl, even though I'm from the West Coast USA, where they might have just developed the damn thing. Okay, moving on. Jamie, welcome. I saw you roll in there. We were in the middle of some cool stuff with, say, Michael's Daemonless project. Do you have any news from your cool desk south of here?
No news. Desk is still catching up on other things.
I understand. VINYL. I had the Y and the I backwards. Okay, moving on. We touched on this in the around the water cooler before the recording, and it sounds like Baptiste, also known for Package and countless other cool things, has an idea for a service manager named RCD and has a review that has been declared abandoned, probably because it's changing home or name or something. Has anyone poked at this? Does anyone know how it might play into, say, a jail daemon that I think Anchonig has been proposing? I could be wrong on that.
I tried running it on current.
Yes, sir.
With his patch. For me, it didn't compile. Maybe I need to rebase something. I don't know, but I really because I'm really invested in this. So
so this is probably because it hasn't been updated in about 2 months, and your current is too new.
Yeah, maybe I need to roll back a bit and then apply his patches again from the review.
Or find the problem and solve it. But yeah, but if you look at the review link,
yep.
He said that he wants to reconsider a few things.
Okay.
But we'll ask apart from him before. Yeah. I think he noticed that it's not ready for prime time.
For the record, I did not put in a package-based comment, but hey, it's a fine line between when these things get aimed at the public and when they don't. So hey, hopefully this is very promising. Hopefully it's not an army of one.
We will hopefully learn more at EuroBSDCon.
Yes, sir.
Because Baptiste has submitted a talk on it.
Great.
And I hope that we get more than a post-mortem of his attempt.
Right. Okay. Well, and Jan, you certainly looked at the S6RCs of the world and OpenRC and all the things. Does this, can you describe the approach for those who have not heard of this until a few seconds ago?
The approach is have a daemon. The daemon has a bunch of logic in it. It is allowed to allocate resources at runtime. The daemon is not the init process. I have not yet looked deeply enough at it to be able to tell you what happens if that daemon dies, if there's a reasonable recovery path other than please reboot the system. Yeah.
So speak of the devil. Okay, Jan, here you are commenting on his
is that to talk to a daemon, you need a Unix socket. To bind a Unix socket, you need a writable file system to bind into, because FreeBSD doesn't have an abstract socket namespace like Linux does.
Okay, cool.
So because of that, I put in a hacky workaround I came up with to kind of allow multiplexing a single socket so that you can have a connected socket pair and take out new socket pairs out of that, so that you can have one socket you inherit to your child processes, and then the child process can take, by receiving a passed file descriptor, a new session out of the socket buffer. It's a low-level implementation detail.
Okay, yeah, save it for the Unix socket stock.
It's non-intuitive that this is possible and can be made safe on FreeBSD.
Okay. Thank you for helping him out in that regard. This is a space to watch. Welcome, D. Yes, Jan, was there another one there?
And the other thing is, he made it clear that he understands backward compatibility as a non-negotiable requirement.
Okay,
So
nice.
RCD has support for replacing RC order, so it can read the existing RC.D scripts, sort them, wrap them, and treat them as suboptimal unit definitions. But it also adds a declarative UCL configuration format to describe unit files similar to launch D, SMF,
Okay.
or systemd.
Yep.
And that would have the 95% of ports which don't have real special requirements.
Beautiful.
You can also run arbitrary Lua code in such a unit for scripting, and I think maybe in future releases shall.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Let's move on to Image. Michael, if you're still with us, you mentioned Image as a plugin to Daemonless.
Yeah, I actually responded to this when I saw it, and you added it to the thing yesterday, and I responded.
Sure. Do tell.
Somebody actually linked it. I don't know who Tim is, but I thought that was kind of
Hey,
cool.
Tim. Okay, so they are probably a little heavy-handed with a VM and Docker, but it sounds like you can pull, there he is. You can pull this off with your tools.
Yeah. So yeah, Daemonless supports Image, and we've supported it for like 6 months.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so
Got it.
the
Thank you.
the ML is a little slow on FreeBSD because you can't use graphics driver.
Okay.
For acceleration, but other than that, it works very well. And you could run it on a Windows, or not a Windows, but a Linux box, the ML part. And Daemonless, I'll ping you a link. We have a guide on how to run everything.
That said, this is a topic that's come up a few times this week, is also GPU offloading. It could be a whole call all its own, but is this a CUDA question? Is this oh no, it's just underdocumented for this and that? What are we missing?
So,
Daemonless.
from my understanding, is Intel stuff works pretty well.
Okay.
I've definitely got it to work in Plex and MB and etc. with Daemonless images, but NVIDIA I think dropped some kernel. I'm not entirely sure, but I don't think we have the encoder driver to work.
We used to have working QuickSync.
Yeah, QuickSync still works.
And we do have working NVEnc too, I think. At least we had a while ago.
Okay. Lucky you have the perfect segue to a topic here, but let's just go through the jail-y things while we have jail people, etc. Michael, while we've got you, this Podman Lab Ready FreeBSD,
somebody
did this
ping
cross
that to
your desk?
I saw that for the first time yesterday.
Okay.
It looks like it. Somebody pinged it. I don't know. Was it you that pinged it to the Discord? Somebody pinged it to the Discord yesterday.
Wasn't me.
And I was like, oh wow, I'd never seen that.
Okay,
and I saw
cool.
It'd been written for a little while. So yeah, that's the first time I'd ever seen that.
Let's take a quick look, just say how it relates to at least your work, because hey,
how did you come across it?
I think Verma did. Every Monday, right before the call, there's some links to Snarf. I guess, was it Doug who worked extensively on OSA containers and DCH and friends? So thank you all for this sort of hopefully allowing that 1,000 flowers to bloom.
Yeah.
So we're having this conversation. I invite you to support this great project, Daemonless IO. Okay, so fine. Yeah, there you go. You got a plug. Congrats. It's in the doc. Oh, wait. Yeah. Yep, that's the one. Okay. So there's that.
I added something, that screenshot. I don't
Oh,
know.
hello.
And I do have a question here. So
Yes.
I've been working on this for months and months and months and months.
Yes, sir.
Off and on. So Unifi OS Server, I've got it to boot, and I've got it partially working on FreeBSD.
Unifi management thing from like Ubiquiti?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah,
do
Ubiquiti.
tell.
So
okay.
Unifi OS Server, the new version or new model they're moving to, the architecture is greatly changed. It highly utilizes systemd from initializing. So I have some shims in there to fake everything, and I have it booting. I have it partially working. There's still some work to do.
Booting under what?
FreeBSD daemonless container.
Oh, no kidding. Okay, I'm going to step away for the door. Go ahead and tell the lovely people what's going on. I'll be right back. Go ahead.
I'm curious, like, is there a need or want for Unifi OS Server? Because it has been, I've been working on this for quite some time.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you that. What's the Linuxism that they, because I'm running 9.
Yeah, 9 is just pure Java, right? Like
amazing. What did they do with 10?
10. Oh, so it's not 10, it's after 10. So
the
Unified Network Appliance or whatever, this is Unifi OS Server. So they've changed the architecture completely. And it's a single binary that you download. And the binary basically installs several Docker containers, and all of it needs systemd.
Okay.
So luckily, everything inside of the containers is still Java. So I was able to get it running with some shims. So what I'm doing is I have a Linux machine, which I can test on, and then seeing how it works, and making a shim for the systemd calls. I kind of hate that they went this model, but I guess it is what it is, and I personally would like to. It's been a little bit of a fun challenge, and it's going to take a little bit of time to totally get it.
Yeah, I don't like fun challenge. My motto is the boring the better, you know. So
yeah.
So the old one was like basically PKG install Unifi and you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does the Java code now actually call into the systemd APIs?
No, it's just basically they have a whole orchestration layer. And what's wild is as you see in the screenshot, like there's no new real functionality in this. Like it feels a little more modern than if you're running 9 or 10. It looks very similar to this. It doesn't change a whole lot.
Well, looks like I'll be running 9 until the end of time, or 10 until the end of time,
or until Daemonless gets this working. To be fair, like even if we do get it working, we're gonna slap a big experimental sign on it for a while, because my fear is like they change something that we can't shim in, right?
Yeah.
Like, or something. So I mean, 10's going to be supported probably for another 2 years, I guess.
So yeah, the preferred.
Go ahead.
I think the preferred thing to do would be to come up with a way to turn the Docker build container file into a port.
The problem is it's not they don't have a container. They have a binary now. It's not even they don't have a Docker file anymore.
What did I miss?
What you
Ubiquiti went full crazy.
Yeah.
And that's a polite way of putting it.
Did you mention vibe stuff? Okay.
Mention what? I'm sorry.
Vibe coding or vibrator, whatever it is. D, welcome. Do you have any topics or questions? And Andranik, you have like 50 things in chat along with Jan.
I've got a child who's crying here. I'll talk later.
Oh, don't we all, honey? Cool. Great to see you. Welcome. I hope you're finding this valuable. Docker Docker box. Is that a beehive question or a container question? Lol. It has Docker in the name, so I will put it here as a point of reference, and you are welcome to take a peek. Docker box. Let's see if there's a cool top page. FreeBSD Docker box. Let's start right there, do a quick look, and move on. And while we do that, I have a topic that's of some interest to everyone. I was hoping Hazem could join. Maybe I can ping him. Docker box. This project is working. Project provides Docker on FreeBSD by doing a beehive VM. Okay, well, that's a classic. That's what FreeNAS 10 was doing. There's something about TrueNAS migration here. Check out Patrick Hausen's talk at EuroBSDCon about that. And SRIOV. I know Chuck is trying to work out some things with John about getting this gooder. So what do we mean first class? Are we talking the dynamic MAC allocation? Jan, you've certainly singed your fingers with all things. Take care, Michael. Jan, have you seen this article, and does it mesh with your experiences?
And
I've
mocked as a reader.
Yeah.
Reading coming over this article with links from a dozen other pages linking to this.
Yeah.
And claim, yeah, it's a first-class citizen. Everything is supposed to work, and things are just totally untested. Nobody can have used this with IPv6 on this supposedly supported network card. And
I know at least
I got it working.
Let him finish, and then you alternate
with the Chelsea Connect X4 card.
Lowercase b.
Eventually, it worked as I expected it to.
Yeah.
But that card only supports 16 SIOV interfaces plus 7 virtual interfaces, which is a Chelsea specific driver only virtualization, but it's also usable for VNet jail, so that's fine. And you can on Chelsea use the physical interface too, but on some of the newer cards, using the physical interface has a nasty performance hit in the 40 gig and faster cards for some reason when you use SIOV. And as in less than a quarter of the packets per second. Next was the problem that to actually have it work with VNet enabled jails and Chelsea, you have to know about setting some loader tunables or sysctls so that the packets from the non-pass-through SIOV virtual functions actually go through the switching ASIC in the network card so that the host can talk to the jails and the jails can talk to each other, because otherwise the traffic from the virtual interfaces just goes out the physical NIC to the switch. And that means that if you have a jail running and you want the host to ping the jail, the traffic just goes out the real network card, and the switch says, why does this frame come from the source where the destination mark is attached? You're stupid. Some switches may decide to enable some kind of defense feature and disable the switch port. Others just don't know what to do with it and drop it. Some other switches may be stupid enough to broadcast them to all other interfaces. None of that means that your host can talk to the jails. But it's documented, and once you know what to look for, you can find it in the right man page, but it's not documented in such a way that a first-time user will ever find it.
Okay.
The article mentions it.
Yeah.
And then I tried an Intel X552 or something. Onboard NIC in a ZNT.
Yeah.
It's recognized. it's nice that it can create, I think, 63 virtual functions per Ethernet port, which
Yeah.
is probably enough for a 4-core server. Um, when it comes to jails, unlike for 16, you can easily exceed. But the problem now is that IPv6 just does not work. You will never see a router advertisement
Okay.
on the virtual functions. And you cannot use the physical interface once you have created the virtual function. And you can't create the virtual functions at all before you administratively bring up the physical interface, which is something the rc.d scripts are not set up for. So you can't set it up through the intended order of rc.d script. You have to hack with the etc start underscore if dot interface
Okay.
name
Too
to
much
sequence stuff yourself.
detail, but
It's
totally
messy.
true. And we should address that in either a networking call or SRO IOV call
Yeah.
and
But
the
all
thing.
of
So
it
yeah,
is
I
jail
hear you, man.
related.
And thank you for digging in and
And
finding where it will
the
and will not
problem
work.
with improving this is that this needs to be regularly, basically permanently, regression tested
Oh, good
on
point.
actual hardware. You
Yeah.
need a regression testing hardware lab with access to the right network gear to actually put those cards,
Yep.
firmware, and driver and chipset combinations through their paces. First of all, to make sure that it works as intended,
Yep.
and second, that you don't have hidden performance regressions.
Yeah, amen.
Um,
Okay. Thank you for your
but that's
passion.
a massive project which requires either a giant hardware park or a medium-sized hardware park and remote operated monkey hands
Mm-hmm.
to plug the network cards in and out every few days.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really not something users can reasonably do for the project to act as canaries in the coal mine. Instead, they can only tell you that a smoke column is coming out of your mine, and you can probably start digging a new mine.
Show of hands, who's using SRIOV and would want to deep dive in the appropriate time and place and context?
We use it
Antranig, yay,
intensively,
Ant-Man.
intensively. What I wanted to say is that
Yes.
I love the article's title. SRIOV is a first-class citizen, but with the card that they showed, I know at least 4 ways on how to break it out of the box,
Yeah.
and another 5 ways on how to make the performance go to the bathroom.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah. As a matter of fact, me and my team were discussing just today if using SRIOV is worth it at all. We might actually go to NetGraph Buddy.
Well, I can think of at least one advocate present for NetGraph Buddy.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I think I have 1.1 around the corner. Finally,
Yeah, and I'm
I
testing your changes, by the way.
yeah, I got some tips from Devin Teskey at
Mm-hmm.
BSDCan
Oh, heck
and
yeah.
made some nice little improvements. So it works properly and better with there's like MAC address, like it'll learn every MAC address in the world depending on how you use it. Um, so I fixed that and a couple other little things. But yeah, I'm having fun with it. I got to get it into
Okay.
ports. It's actually kind of embarrassing that it's not in ports at this point. I mean, that 1.1 isn't in ports. It's in ports and it works fine. It's
Oh,
just
okay.
it could be better.
Oh, and the VLAN thing, I mean, you fixed it, I think, because I think we're using it.
Oh yeah, that's fixed. The one
Yeah.
one yeah, 1.1 is good. It fixes the Mac learning
Mm-hmm.
thing. And yeah, and then there's a not a PR, but a suggestion to so NetGraph actually improved rather significantly in 16.
Oh, someone's
15,
working on
sorry,
it?
sorry, in 15 and 16. Yeah, I had no idea. But there were some sort of strange there were some sort of strange glitches where on certain SRIAV cards and some other things that netgraph, depending on how it was configured, netgraph or how it could be intuitively configured, netgraph hosts couldn't talk to their own guests. So, and it was just a bug.
Okay.
So they fixed that. So, yeah, netgraph's better than ever now. So, I hope the various jail and VM managers show it some love.
Oh,
Yeah, then the next 2 days I'll be testing LACP lag interface with VLAN and then becoming, I think, a lower hook of NetGraph.
Nice.
So it's going to be a
Um,
complicated-ish setup, and if it works, I'll be very happy because the performance gains of SRIOV over its hassle of restarting everything if you want to change something, etc. It turns out to be not worth it.
Yes, the security features that nobody wants.
Exactly, exactly. And then you do like one misconfiguration, and suddenly the performance is shit. So,
Yeah.
the
uh,
problem
The-
is that it's not a small performance improvement. It's easily an order of magnitude or two.
you mean between SRIOV and NetGraph?
Yes,
Yeah, but
on the
in real
upper
life,
end.
yeah,
but
true. But in real life, like let's say you're using NFS or something that's very common, right?
Yes,
Even
and
if
I
you're
want to
able
saturate a
let him
40
one
gig
at a
cable.
time.
even if you're doing, let's say, a 40 gig card, you're not, it's going to be very hard to saturate 40 gig over NFS. And that's what we came to. It's like, oh, iPerf looks very cool to paste in Reddit or Twitter
Show
screenshot
your
or
manager.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But then you go into real life, it's like, yeah, there's no way I'm saturating NFS over 40 gig. So it turns out it's not, it wasn't worth it. But I mean,
Hmm?
yeah,
Why
unless
wouldn't
we
you
improve
do that
NFS
if you have a
somehow.
few NVMe drives in the NFS server?
Yeah, but whoever is running NFS very seriously, they're not doing NVMe. They're doing like a lot of disks
And a read cache in front of that.
and the write cache, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, gang, and let's save that for the networking call. And I'd love to know from, say, Jamie and Dan L. and others, do we have other very specific topics, or can we branch into just some overall usability in unified OSs? Take care, Daniel
Nothing for
B.
me.
Cool. Uh, yes, Antranig. Oh, would you need that specific machine for a demo?
No, I
You
meant
got your own?
if you want a demo, in case we have Windows in the jail
Yes, well,
one day
I want to get
and
this topic going, and y'all are welcome to join in. And I've pinged Hazem because he's a super duper consumer of FreeBSD and new features like, say, Smart, which is in the recent quarterly report, etc. So a whole bunch of conversations have been taking place in parallel over about a decade. Thank you very much. And uh, it's not always obvious that unified OSs like Illumos and say the BSDs are kind of unified, and utilities tend to behave in a somewhat consistent manner. So you can say, hey, if I do -L for some utility like PCI-Conf, I wonder if it will list things, and oh, be surprised, it lists stuff. So we've been talking about, Alternig and I, we're talking like PCI conf, USB config, which is not conf. And then right off the bat, there is a little sort of inconsistency. But naming is one little matter. Smart ACPI dump, which Alternig and I have been talking about for some time, where, hey, it has the plumbing to support dumping a Windows key for those who are, say, virtualizing Windows machines, but you have to use the upstream ACPI-CA tools and use some careful scripting and all that. So that alone, and that's the thing Anthony just mentioned about a demo, like, hey, he just made a breakthrough on it and has it working, such that there's that. And then Alexi, thank you for your patience on all of this. We've been talking a whole lot lately about vBIOS extract and PCI state save restore. And I think it's in everyone's best interest to have these utilities as predictable as possible, given that they're within a unified OS or two, be it FreeBSD or a Lumos. And that said, no Hazem, no such as life, but things like syscontrol dash L or syscuttle, pick your pronunciation. You can do, hey, give me just the value I want, which for things like a Windows key is really useful. And ACPI dump has no notion of that because, hey, it's got all these different tree type things and things and things. And then at a wonderful another extreme, ZFS, and it's ZFS command 8 in our case, lets you absolutely specify human and machine parsable values like tab separated and no headers and in the sequence you want and need. So I believe it was ZPL that just got, was it JSON output? But in a perfect world, we all have libxo output, we have JSON output, we have consistent list commands, we have consistent formatting. And that said, Alexei, as you are narrowing in on, say, video BIOS extraction tools, have you looked at these other utilities for examples of what the syntax can be like so that we're not inventing a whole new thing to remember for us old people?
ACPI dump, yeah, you can use ACPI dump to get iGPU BIOS for AMD.
Oh, interesting. Okay. That didn't know that. Can be
AMD iGPU BIOS. That's
used
but you
for
still need to parse. You need to dump the VFCT ACPI table and parse that. It's a bit complicated, but there's a C utility for that.
Okay. Can you use the in-base FreeBSD one? Or do you need
Uh,
ACPI tool?
You need ACPI CA tools. That
Okay. So,
and
okay, there we go.
another external C utility to parse the dumped files.
Okay. And then that's where, as we narrow in on in-base tools that just work predictably and are within reach, and we can actually remember them, because I can never remember ACPI CA, I think California or Canada, then dash tools, et cetera, et cetera. But it's not dump, it's a bunch more tools. It's like, oh, come on. That said, Alexei, are you looking at any utilities for the
I'm sorry.
syntax for your tool? Yes, Antonik.
The ACPI dump that can use for dumping the AMD GPU BIOS, is that the ACPI CA or the built-in one?
That was literally my question. I think it's a CA
Oh,
one,
okay.
ACPI CA tools, which I will never remember. I'm sorry.
In that case,
Oh.
we should port that feature into ACPI dump in base. Yeah.
Exactly, and that's
Okay,
why I
yeah.
wanted you both on the call today, because we're so overlapping on extracting in kernel information or in disk information or
Let
in
me
somewhere
actually show
information.
show that feature right now, because I'm currently have a stage access to a laptop that has an iGPU with AMD.
Do you want to share that right now?
Yep, let me share my screen.
Okay, dear audience, we're, yes, getting into either Beehive-like topics or the complete convergence of all these discussions, which is kind of my take on it. So,
Ignore the segmentation folder I have over here.
Oh, no worries.
Okay, so ACPI dump. So the current one. Let me check the current one. Does it allow you to dump binary files from VFCT and stuff?
Antonik, go.
No, I do not see VFCT.
Nope, it doesn't. Wait, it comes with a couple of tools unbundled from it, so it might be the other one. 1 second.
Yeah, I know the
Git
ACPI dump from
status.
Intel ACPI CA tools.
That one should do it, yes. User
Yes, that one does it with -B.
Yeah. Okay, so we have ACPI DB and ACPI conf. That's not what you need, that's for sure. ACPI DB might be it. There's also IASL. No, IASL is just a man page, doesn't have anything. EING is also, oh, this is not just a man page. This one does actually have a thing. Do we have a BSD machine around?
We have
There
VFCT.
we go. What is this command? EING. Man, EINJ. ACPI platform error interface injection. Oh no, this is for injecting errors similar to ZInject in
Yep, and
ZFS.
this has
Okay.
a VBIOS over here.
Oh,
Can you
okay.
have a look at the ACPI DB command if that helps you?
ACPI-DB.
Yes, DB, yes.
ACPI-DB. Okay.
It's
DSDT
a
debugger.
debugger. Nope, that you would not need that now. At least not for dumping it, at least. So
There's
the command
IASL.
IASL.
Yeah, that's compiler decompiler for the ACPI
Nope,
language.
nope, that's not
Well,
it either.
there is the ACPI libraries
Yes.
and headers.
So
You could write a small C
so
program to just dump
here
the VBIOS from
here's
/dev/them.
here's my question. How do you do it with the ACPI CA tools?
Okay, you do ACPI dump -b. You need to
Okay.
specify user local bin because it's
Yep.
name collision, and it dumps a bunch of the ACPI tables.
Okay, great.
And we have
This is
vfct dot. This is what we need. If you go hex dump -c vfct dot, type this into less. You can see after the vfct header,
Yep.
but in the bottom, starting from here, u dot. This is the vBIOS header 55 AA, and you can just strip everything over here from the start, and you get the vBIOS.
Oh, okay. So extracting this from the BIOS using ACPI dump should be doable with the current. I mean, actually, is doable, but I don't know if it does it right now. 1 second. Man, ACPI dump. You would need to do, if my memory serves me sorry, and which section was that?
A VFCT.
VFCT is currently not parsed by FairyBSD. So I'm going to add the VFCT headers into the command, make it parsable. I'm assuming there's a spec on how the VFCT looks like. So then it would parse it based on that.
I have an unlicensed, by unlicensed I mean literally I found it with no license attached to it.
Okay.
Anywhere,
Good.
a utility that parses that and dumps the
nice.
vBIOS with it was in old rogs vBIOS dump. It was for Linux. vBIOS vfct.c. Yeah, here's the original. So
Perfect.
it has this.
That's exactly what I would do. Please send that to me when we're done with the call, and I'll integrate that into the ACPI dump command.
I'm going to just send over the entire utility.
Sure, but like just send it as a file, not as a text.
No, I'm going to send it as a file on Signal.
Okay, thank you.
I really hope it's going to send as a file.
It would not.
Send it as a link to a repository?
I can just cut into...
Oh, yeah, in that case, it would work, yes.
Yeah, here we go. That's going to work now.
Hey, Dexter.
Yes.
We basically figured out that what I was doing with the MSDM header is the same thing that he's doing with the vBIOS headers. So I will need to add the headers into the ACPI dump, and then we'll have a GPU firmware dumper in ACPI dump as well.
Oh,
so what is Unifi.dot?
Awesome. And what is
that's only 66 bytes.
Oh,
that's great. CPM2.dot?
Actually, I should just integrate this feature, which is iterate over all of the what do you call that? Sectors in ACPI and dump all of them into files. I mean, that would be much easier to implement.
Yep. Yeah, this is the utility that I'm doing for dumping vBIOSes.
Okay, nice.
Yeah,
is this?
This is Vim Motif.
Oh, Motif Vim. Okay.
Yeah. I've been just using it for quite some time, and I decided to just, this is my main editor now. there should be a bug somewhere where I do IOCTL for PCIOC bar M mob. Yeah, over here in the oh wait, no, it's gonna be PCI bar M mob. Yeah, when I call this. Yeah, I need to add PCI.
Okay, we'll have a look at it later on. Anything else on the jails call?
Well, there's the new call for testing mug and beehive mug that arrived during the call. So, hey, I'm pleased
Yes,
about that. And the shirts look good. Yes, Jan,
especially if Dan is still on the call.
please.
Did you share that mug?
Yeah, I just had it up for a
I
second.
mean,
here.
we've already have it on record, so we don't
yeah,
have to
got it.
record that part.
Too late.
They're a little smaller
Sorry,
than
what were you
expected.
asking?
Yes, Jan. Yeah.
So let me take the screen share.
Okay.
Oh, while you do that,
Can
I'll
you see my
briefly be
screen?
full screen. Yes, sir.
Yep.
Beautiful. It's huge. Love it.
Yeah, and if you're
And
going to show me that now, I can't. I'm in the middle of a ticket.
okay.
You can show it, but I won't be able
Yeah,
to
it will be
spend much
recorded.
time on it. Okay.
So let's say you want to quickly install fat jails. What slows you down with PkgBase is that every time you do it, you will be forced to do basically this. You fetch all the packages and then you decompress them. What I've done is I've written a jail.conf which fetches all the base packages from the FreeBSD CDN for a specific patch level, then decompresses the ZSTD compressed packages, which is important because if you have a reasonably fast system, the bottleneck is the single threaded ZSTD decompression. So in the package command. So what I'm doing is I'm decompressing it ahead of time, storing it on an LZ4 compressed VFS file system. With the officially built packages decompressed, I built my own local repository of the uncompressed files. And with that in place, I can then quickly install a thick jail. Now it's doing the fetching of patch level 12.
Thick
Just
as
as
in
an
package
example.
base, but lots and lots of stuff, correct?
Yeah, I'm fetching all base packages,
Yeah,
not just
okay,
the ones
fine.
you need. And once I'm trying to install a jail, I have a trusted read-only clone of the base package repository in my jail. So now that means the jail does not need configured networking. It does not need a DNS resolver, IP address.
Okay,
It doesn't
too
even
much
need
information. Yep.
a root certificate list to be able to do all of this. So now I
Okay.
have this snapshot here, and I will now do something simple. I will just start a jail. My jail is just a dummy jail, which says hello world at the end of it. Right now it's at 15.1 patch level 1. Okay. And now I will stop that jail. Jail-r my jail. I will go into etc jail.d my jail.conf and just go to the include at the top and include the configuration for patch level 2. And if I now start the jail and nothing is broken, it should patch itself. Here you can see it.
Boom. Yep.
It's already up and running.
So you're saving uncompressed packages lately. Would that actually be slower than having a local network cache of packages, or
No,
does that not help
I'm
at any bit
So
whatsoever.
the network caching we discussed earlier with package cache having a centralized cache, what that saves you is round trip time
naturally
and CDN bandwidth. So the FreeBSD package CDN is not infinitely fast and not inside your network. It's somewhere, if you're unlucky, it's on another continent than you, for some unlucky users.
So in addition to that, you are doing locally uncompressed packages to save the CPU time, ripping them up open?
So even if you have the package downloaded to a local file system, on installation, you're basically unpacking a tarball. Extracting that tarball means you have to uncompress it because the packages are stored compressed in the official repository. This decompression is single-threaded, one package at a time.
Good to
There's
know.
no
there you go.
package-level parallelism. There is no parallelism within the single package because that's just how the ZSTD streams are created by the package command. Technically, ZSTD supports a multi-thread decompression capable format. It is a little bit larger, and it basically means you stop the compression stream every once in a while so that you have a clear boundary where another thread can pick up the compression, and then you do the different blocks in parallel. The problem is that we are not doing that. And so when you have a fast network or the local file system cache, even worse, you're not I/O limited, you're compute limited in the decompressor. I'm sidestepping this problem by creating a local repository which contains the decompressed official packages. I'm not building the base system locally. You could, but you don't have to. I'm downloading it from the CDN once per server and patch level.
Right.
And then I'm creating a clone of that in the jail. So if I'm do this, you can see that this server here, and yes, I have to need this server to run a stupid sandbox for AI crap, but that's beside the point.
I hope this is answering your question, Dan. And welcome, Wolfquin.
No, I
I'm
can't pay
creating
attention.
a ZFS file system.
Understood. It's recorded,
for the whole
fortunately.
jail. Here.
Yep, Jan, he's unable to make this actionable. So find out if this is blog post material or recording or something to communicate it. Because it's awesome and I don't want to lose it.
Any questions?
Yes, any questions? That is a perfect question. So yes, please keep pushing that envelope. We thank you for it. And welcome, Wolfquin. Do you want to be a fly on the wall or dive in with questions and comments?
I'll just dive into like listening for a while until I get my feet on the ground. So if that's fine.
Of course. No, there's no rule for participation per se.
Thank you.
And while it's full screen, I suppose I can show the mugs that are a wee smaller than expected, but these were on-demand Beehive and CFT mugs as prototypes. Woohoo.
Ooh, that looks perfect.
Available only in the US, but that's a whole different conversation. Working on it. And thank you everyone who helped Brian F., who is working on making the store do the magic to allow for worldwide shipping, etc. So total dog fooding, guinea pig stuff. Wolfquin, are you willing to share where you're joining us from?
I am joining from Denmark.
Oh, wonderful. Yes. Excellent.
I'm not new to FreeBSD, but I'm fairly new to the programming aspect of it.
Okay.
I'll begin university next semester, so I thought maybe now that I have been tickling on about for a while now, maybe I should go into some deep dive into how to actually contribute for once. So
will we see you at
yeah,
EuroBSDCon in Brussels? It's like
no, I
20
wasn't.
minutes from you by high-speed train. That's a
Oh,
West Coast joke.
Brussels.
Yes.
In Belgium, right? That's
Yes,
right.
in September.
Ah, yeah. Oh, it's September. Oh
Yeah,
my
yep,
God.
totally. Fine. Yep. And I think their student rates, etc. So,
Yeah, the only problem with that is the
yeah.
fact that I would have to have a visa because I'm not a
Oh,
citizenship
okay.
holder, which is so annoying because I'm not a EU citizen also. So that means I have extremely difficult process into go on
Oh,
trains. Yeah,
okay. So speaking for at least two people on the call, we could have a dedicated visa for conferences call because the struggle is real. I will say that. Um, they will assist with invitation letters, etc., but time is somewhat ticking. I don't know, for example, what country you're coming from and how
Denmark.
yes, but what from a citizenship perspective. But
Ah,
anyhow.
it's the worst one possible. It's literally Syria. So it's not even a country anymore. So
Antranig, where the holy hell did you go? He's from Syria, so he's in the exact same
correct.
boat. So we do have a resident expert.
We did.
Uh,
I did actually talk to Intrinig quite a few times now. I'm
Great.
still,
Okay.
but I think he holds what's it called, Armenian passport as well, which I
Well, no,
don't.
there are issues
So,
there with, say, military service obligations by age. So let's save that for the citizenship and visas call. Anything else relating to jails, beehive, networking, other cool stuff? It's all related, I swear. OpenZFS. Okay, well, I'll stick around a few minutes to talk about those topics. Thank you, everyone. Would someone like the honors? Oh, Dan, you are unmuted.
Like and subscribe.
Thank you, sir. Have a great week, everyone.